Most training slides look like just someone copied the textbook into PowerPoint and said, yep, that'll do. But in learning design, your slides can either elevate your session or completely kill engagement. So today, we are diving into the art and science of presentation slide design and segmentation, how to balance what's on the screen, what comes from you, and what comes from the learners themselves. According to Harvard Business Review and ATD's 2020 Learning Design Study, slides should support the instructor, not substitute them. The trainer is the storyteller, and the slides are the storyboard. Research by Clark and Mayer in 2016 shows that dual-channel processing, visuals, and narration improves retention only when the visual channel is clean, minimal, and purposeful. So in L&D, think of your slide deck as the 25% of the learning flow. The rest, 50% coming from the facilitator's delivery, and another 25% coming from peer discussion and discovery. That's your information flow. So as we discussed before, the Mayer's multimedia principle states that people learn better from words and pictures than from words alone. But worse when the screen is overloaded. In an ILT context or in person, your slides can be a little bit leaner since nonverbal cues and gestures fill the context. The best ratio is 70% visuals and 30% text. Use storytelling, graphic analogies, and metaphors. In a VILT session, learners rely on slides a little bit more because visual cues are limited. The best ratio is 50-50 between visuals and text. Use segmented layouts, one idea per slide, no text walls. Nancy Dewart from Harvard Press recommends that each slide should take one claim, backed by one visual or example, not paragraphs. Your visuals are not decoration, they are cognitive triggers. According to Mayer's segmented principles, breaking information into learner-paced segments improves engagement and memory. In L&D terms, think micro slides, not macro decks. Each segment equals one key concept, one visual, and one brief. For an ILT, use segment breaks for activities. For example, every 5 slides, a reflection table or a discussion. For a VILT, use interaction resets every 4 to 5 minutes. Polls, chats, storms, or breakout challenges. Harvard Center for Teaching Innovation in 2020, they found that learners' attention span in virtual settings dropped after from 7 to 9 minutes. Segmentation reactivates the cognitive loop. Slides shouldn't tell, they should ask. The Socratic method, rooted in discovery-based learning, invites learners to form meaning through questioning. A 2022 ResearchGate study on dialogue instruction found that question-driven slides boosted retention and motivation by 30%. In an ILT approach, pose open-ended questions, use flip chart or non-screen prompts, like what would happen if, or why do you think this would be? In a VILT approach, use annotation tools, polls, or type-in chat prompts to drive dialogue. Encourage learners to challenge assumption rather than just absorb slides passively. According to CIPD's 2023 Learning and Skills Report, discovery learning is the #1 driver engagement in digital learning environments. So your slide's job isn't to explain everything, it is to ignite curiosity. Think of it like a conversation triangle. Your slides, they frame the idea, the facilitator, they interpret it, and the learners expanding on it. Cognitive science calls this a distributed cognition, when meaning is constructed across people, visuals, and dialogue. That's why the best training isn't lecture-based, it is co-created. Whether you're in a room or on Zoom, your deck should be interactive, scaffolding, and not a script. So the next time you open your PowerPoint or Google Slides, ask yourself, is this slide teaching from me or with me? In great learning design, slides don't replace the instructor, they empower the story, the discovery, and the conversation. So don't forget to drop a comment. What's your biggest pet peeve in PowerPoint training? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.